Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene for Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Um, this scene starts with Platine exiting the Cub Cabins after a conversation she had with her sister. She has a lot on her mind. Like, this week left some very, well, a lot of stuff to think about, and with her not forgetting any of it, she is trying to place it all, trying to put everything in her mind in a place where, it kind of belongs, trying to rhyme everything, see how it fits into her system and her beliefs and way of thinking and way of life, really. So, kind of like deep in thought, she's wandering over to the place that usually brings her, most joy, which of course is, now that they're back in New York, is the lake where she usually plays every morning with the water spirits. She used to do that before the Amazon, and something that she's probably been doing every morning since they got back on Sept. And even though morning is like long past, she wanders over to that place. Um, yeah, not really looking, kind of letting her feet just, I mean, she knows the way by heart, so just follows her feet, staring off in the distance as she's going. And she comes to the lake. She'll kneel down, just actually sit down, takes off her shoes and her socks, and just kind of lets them hang into the water. Even though it's really cold, she kind of still the water gives her a sense of belonging, sometimes even more than the nation does. It's like water understands her in a way that others might not. And she sits there. It's there we begin the scene.
Yeah, the figure of Aidan Lynch should probably be just a ways off. She might be able to see it out of her peripheral vision. He's not making any loud noises, and you can probably hear the soft, like him humming something. As you notice, he's almost drenching his clothes out. As you see, he's not pouring it into the lake, but he's kind of drenching it onto the grass and kind of into a small bucket, basically. And you notice he's very careful. He'd make sure it doesn't go into the lake. As he kind of, you notice he kind of is basically has green and orange along his clothes as he looks over. You know, doesn't seem to notice you at first, but he has kind of a big goofy smile on his face, basically very sort of very cheery actually, as he seems to, hum and pick up a bottle and just take a swig out of it or something and just smiles to himself again as he drains more into this bucket.
Yeah, Latine will be kind of shaken out of her reveries by this humming. She looks aside, spots Aiden. She, like, her first reaction would be to roll over, but she stops herself, and she's not standing up, but she's definitely inspecting what he's doing. Like, she's been told that nothing of this party that the Fianna are supposed to be having should be left on Sept. So she's keeping an eye out to see if he's like littering anything.
No, he doesn't seem to be. Whatever bottles he has, he seems to have a bag that he just tugs them in, and you see him scrubbing his clothes, basically. As he looks over and sees you, and then you just see him just like put his hands in his face and like rub his hair almost. Like shit, you know what I mean? But he kind of doesn't say anything, just smiles as he keeps, scrubbing away. Kind of, you see bits of green paint on his arms and everything like that.
She looks a little confused. She's not heard of this strange tradition. As he smiles, she she actually looks more confused at that point. Like, why the fuck would he smile? And it makes her think that maybe there's something going on. She starts to look around to see like anyone creeping up on her or anything creeping up on her.
No, there's nobody there. No,
No, there's
no.
not.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'd been in thought, so it could have easily happened, and he could just, be laughing because at some point there's gonna be something happening to her. So yeah, I mean, she's suspicious a little, but she's not really in the mood. And as she doesn't see anything, she just kind of gives this grin back. Looks
Just
very
not.
forced, probably.
Yeah, you can tell it's forced for him as well, and he just nods at you. Nice day.
Yes, very nice.
Aye. Thank God. Thank God it's not raining, you know? Otherwise, all the fucking events would be spoiled, like.
You're green
Aye.
as before.
Aye, yes, green, yeah, aye. That was a little prank I played on out Forlorn. And he kind of looks at you. You were hiding in the bushes, apparently. He winks.
She blinks a couple of times, and her eyes kind of shoot over to the bushes. Um, no,
I know. That was the whole point. I told him you were hiding in the bushes and I covered him in green and orange paint. You know, he grins to himself.
I see. A joke, right? Ha.
Thought I'd give him the old, seeing as he's so adamant about not liking us, I thought I'd give him a warm welcome, courtesy of us, like.
He doesn't like you, or you just like him.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yes,
It's a bit of both. I think it's because I'm myself and he's, well, what you are. So we don't like each other, I don't think.
yes, he's also a menace.
Aye, he is. Not as quite vocal about it, but hey. And plus, he fucked up on that mission. I thought that's a little payback he deserves, do you know?
That mission in the Amazon you're referring to.
Aye. Ah, yes, he wandered off without fucking telling us where he was going, and he could have gotten caught. If we had to go get him, God knows what would have happened.
Yes, I agree.
Kind of just a surprise look, like basically from that look you can tell he's like, I thought all you men is stuck together, that kind of like strange, like cocking of the head.
She she was kind of like staring over the lake as she said that. Um, and as he looks at her, she kind of snaps back to reality again. And then
Sure.
checks herself to see if there's like anything on her. Well, why else would he look?
Thought all you men is stuck together about those type of things. Back each other up and that.
Do you back up all homage?
Back up off most he says most Fiona. Aye.
Yes, Fiona, but not all homage. There are plenty of homage that aren't Fiona.
No, fair point. Fair point. I was just saying. That's all. I didn't know how you guys work. He kind of just spreads his hands.
We don't work.
Your buddy Will came to see me.
Did he?
I talking about how I should treat you properly.
You did.
Well, he did.
No, you did treat me properly.
I know I did. He doesn't see it that way though. I think he wants to save the world one menace at a time.
Will has not been in the nation very, very long. His ideas and ideals are not the same as we've been taught.
He's an Englishman. They always like to preach about how they're better than everybody, but they're the ones who enslaved all of us. He says that quite bitterly, actually, with a lot of venom in his voice.
She looks very surprised at that, because of course Latihin doesn't know jack shit about European history. So yeah, she raises her eyebrow. Enslaved.
Aye, he likes to talk about, well, go on. I know the history between our tribes and all that. I'm not going to bring that up, but he likes to throw it back in our face when his people took over my land, my country, for 800 years and killed us, enslaved us, sent us abroad to fight in their armies, die for their cause for a queen that we never asked for. And he can talk to me. He made us the way we are. His people, a child of Gaia, aye, but he has his own sins to be worrying about. And then condemn mine. He kind of spits in the bucket.
I see. If then if you were forced here, why didn't you return when you could?
Most of us didn't have the option to return. And most of us, it was better for us to die because the way, from what my dad told me, you got a better paycheck for your family back home if you died in the army.
But that's not the case anymore.
No, it's not the case anymore.
You're
You
not
see,
being suppressed anymore.
you can actually laugh. And I'm from Northern Ireland. I'm from Belfast. We're always oppressed for what I
There's
am.
blank stare.
You see, they didn't give all our country back. They kept 6 counties for themselves. And we have been killed, dragged out of our homes, beaten because of we are what we are. I have watched family, I have watched brothers, sisters die. And for what? Nothing. So Will and his sanctimonious shite can fuck right off.
6 counties is that a lot?
He smiles. There's 32 counties in Ireland, right? They're each divided, but each has a space of land. And he'll point and he'll do a gesture, which is about the 6 counties of Ireland. Just kind of, each part one of that is Catholic and Protestant, 2 religions. And each one of them is a person that they colonized. You see, the Protestants came over here and took us and kicked us out of our land and took over the land. And we've been fighting ever since to get it back. And we got some of it back, but not all of it. And we're still dying and we're still being preached hate all the time.
6 out of 32. Have you ever heard of Nunavut?
Shakes his head.
Hmm. That's where I come from. It's in this place called Canada. It's in the middle of the land, and in the north where we lived at the ocean. There was ice. We lived in what they called a national park. Nunavut is a province of this land. That's what
Okay.
we've got. A province. All these lands, they were ours.
Aye.
And all of you came. Your story sounds bad, but you came here and you did the same. But nothing has
He
been
just,
given back.
he just nods.
Only tiny places. Most of them wild, yes, but tiny. And our kinfolk can't barely live there. the good places everyone kept. They destroyed it, like this place. Before you came, this was a Wendigo sept. Then you all came. You destroyed it. Those kin that still managed to live after the diseases and the fighting and the shooting, you gave them alcohol and gambling so that they would be more easy to oppress.
Like I said, Hen, we've all got bloody history. But that wasn't me who did it. Most of my family have been in the north, fighting,
It
dying.
wasn't Will who did it to your family either, yet you still blame him for it.
That's because he thinks he can sanctimonize me. And I know what I am. I've accepted it. No, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry for what my ancestor did.
It's not
It's
about what you
horrible.
say.
Like I said to Latte, I don't hate you for what your tribe is. Far from it. I don't hate you for that. Never did.
Good.
And I want that to be clear. I've never hated the Wendigo. I respect them because they've, like us, back home, they survived. I admire that. I hate you for what you are. And that I can't abide by. I can't forgive.
She looks out over the lake again. She thinks on everything he said. I am a metis. It's what I am. I can't change that. I live to. I'm the living proof of what happens when you break a litany.
Right? And
You hate me.
Will doing the things he's doing to you is far crueler than what I'll ever do to you. Because he's trying to give you something. Hope.
I know better. But I wonder if you really hate me. Or if you're afraid.
I'm not afraid of that.
No?
Like I, like I said, you're a crime. You're a proof that this is what happens when we break the rules. Alana's proof of that. Forlorn's proof of that. You all are. And
Yes.
it doesn't matter if they rise up in rank. You're still a metis. You're still vulnerable to that beast, that thing that we fight against every day.
Is she not? I know. I know. The only thing I hope is that I can serve Gaia as long as I can. And that my death will be in her name.
We'll all die bloody eventually.
Yes, this is true. And I'm gonna roll subterfuge on that. Because of everything that's happened, that you struck a note.
Oh,
Oh, wait, that's one die too much. Pfft, I fail.
I
I
see through
fail.
it. I see through it.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, it's striking something inside of Flataheen, and he can see that she is She's silent for a moment, still like staring over the lake. She looks sad, angry, a little confused maybe, um, but mostly just sad and angry.
I can see it on your face. You've already seen it. But I won't pry. Don't worry.
Thank you.
We all got to face what being a Garo is like eventually. We'll all see it. We'll all see things we don't want to see. It's part of it. And the sooner Will realizes that, the sooner you and your sister will have it better off, because he's just going to bring you hell.
My sister is a Hobbit.
She may be Hamid, but she hangs around with a Midas. It's like Alana and Saoirse. Alana will drag her down eventually.
Yes. But she doesn't seem to realize that, where I am perfectly well aware of what I am and what can happen.
Aye. Many fools try to change things because they feel so insecure about themselves. That's what my opinion of Will and the others are. They're so frightened of themselves that they'll never accept what the truth is. They don't like to hear it when you point it out.
Yes, a lot of their actions probably relies on the fact that they are still struggling with what they are themselves, their values that they had. They need to change it. They're not used to that. They're not used to what it's like to live as a Garu. I am. I know what I am. I have no illusions about that.
The first Metas I've met that's actually accepted what they are. Most tried to like follow and try to change it, so it's a welcome change. Alana just
Anyone,
think Alana just thinks being if she gets into a high enough position, the metals will go away like a bug. He actually sits back on the grass, you know.
and she's a greater fool than I thought.
Aye, but that's the way she is. Always been that way ever since back home. Menace will scrub off you like soap. Shakes his head.
Still, you are here talking to me.
It's a nice day. And on Paddy's Day, you don't fight anybody as much as you can. It's a day for celebration and freedom.
It really isn't a nice day, but I'm happy that it is for you.
It's alright. It's just another reminder of how I can't. He stops then and shakes his head. It's just another reminder, Hen.
Can't what?
Go home.
I'm not stopping you.
Like I said, there's nothing there for me anymore. All my family are dead.
I am sorry for your loss,
It's alright.
but that doesn't mean there is nothing there.
Maybe
Like,
one day I'll return back. Not yet.
I will hope so for your sake and mine. It's like this lake. She kind of moves with her hands through it. The lake itself is no family, yet it strikes a chord. There's familiarity in the waters. familiarity in the grounds. In a way, it feels like the lands are welcoming me because I am what I am, a Wendigo. It was stronger when I was home in the north, and I'd like to go back, but there's a reason I'm here, and although I don't know it, I think the spirits of our ancestors has guided me and my sister to this place for a reason.
Hmm. I'm glad for you. I got one reason why I'm here, and that's to settle a debt.
And then you leave.
Who knows what will happen? I'm trying to eager to find that out myself. What will happen?
If you need help settling that debt so you can leave,
I'm sure you'd be eager to see the back of me. But who knows? Maybe I might settle down here for a while. I
I'll
haven't really had
be.
a home.
As far as is concerned, it's not personal.
It's always personal. He kind of grins.
No. As you said, I don't hate you for who you are, but what you are,
Aye,
what your ancestors has done to these lands, the scars that they've put here. They run deep and they run true. The scars that are still being placed on these lands, not by you personally.
well,
For every wound that they're trying to heal on the land, another one rises.
that's the way of it, unfortunately. You kill one, another one is right there in its place waiting.
Exactly.
It's a shame you're a medicine. We would have got on very well.
It's a shame you're a Fiona.
Well, he kind of nods. Maybe we'll have a talk again. At least we're
Maybe.
honest with each other.
I've never not been honest. There's no point in hiding.
By the way, if I would say one thing, keep showing Alana and reminding her what she is. I'm getting tired of doing it all me lonesome. He kind of actually grins and gets up and is picking up the stuff very carefully, putting stuff in the one bucket and kind of getting ready to carry it off, making sure he leaves nothing behind.
She'll she's checking that. She's actually checking to see if he takes everything with him as he's doing this. And she stays silent for a lot for a while. She says, I think Alana has her own demons to fight, and I'm not one of them. If she does have a demon to fight with me, that's not my problem, is it?
I think
She'll
Alana's problem is she looks at you. This is my opinion. She sees you accepting what you are, admitting of what you are. And I'm not saying I'm taking sides here, because frankly, you're all the same. But I think she's so insecure that she will, and I think deep down she knows it. She's just a menace. And that's it.
that's her fate to accept.
He just shrugs. Like I said, it just gives me. It's good to know some people actually honor the litany here. And he kind of just keeps walking. Even
If you
if
need help with your task, you should ask someone of your own auspice.
he just turns back. It's personal business, then.
I didn't mean anything personal. You ask me to remind a Fostern the urge of what she is. I am not going to do that. I have my own tasks. I'm a theurge to this nation, and I'm a Wendigo. I have my duties to my sept, to my tribe, and then to the nation. If
It's
you
just
need
like
help, ask Ragabash.
it's like I said, it's just enjoyable to watch that it's never going to change. And he just shakes his head, smiling.
She she'll return to looking out over the water.
And Aiden will return to the Fianna to try and you know, party, as much as he can.
And I think this is where we can end the scene.
Yeah.
Thank you, Play, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And enjoy your nights.